Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. I wanted to look at the Biden-Putin upcoming summit and see if there's going to be any progress made there. When I speak about progress, I'm talking about is Biden going to be able to do anything about Russia's continual attacks on the US democracy, whether that is political or whether that is allowing a ransomware hackers to operate out of Russia. Perhaps he's even directing them himself. Is there going to be any progress? My feeling is probably not, but we'll see. They're also talking about nuclearization, and I'm hoping there will be progress on that front. We'll then move to Merrick Garland. And the news coming out now that the DOJ was effectively weaponized and spied, seized emails and didn't let people know. Members of Congress, Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell, staffers and family members, and also a minor. This is being likened to what Nixon did during his time, which he there's infamy there around the way he targeted his political enemies and weaponized the Justice Department, the FBI. Let's see what's likely to come from this. There is going to be an Inspector General's of the DOJ report. As I understand it, they can recommend criminal charges if it is a criminal prosecution. Of course, the committees, the judiciary committees, both in the House and the Senate, want former Attorney General Session and former Attorney General William Barr to go on the record. My feeling is that I agree with pundits. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I feel Merrick Garland is wading through a mountain of wrongdoing. So let's just take a look at the week ahead. We hope there will be progress between the US and Russia. Of course, there's been a very successful G7 meeting. The opinion of Western democracies of the US has risen dramatically since Biden took over. It was hovering around 17% when Trump was there. That's what we thought of you. Now, with Biden there, it's up around the 70%. So really dramatic change and turnaround in the way the world views the Biden administration, or America under the Biden administration. So let's get some underlying energies for the week ahead. Underlying energies, please, for the week ahead. What's going on here? What's coming up? What should we be aware of? Okay, so I've got pleasure, waning gibbon moon, pleasure. So there's something about just lightening up a bit, perhaps having faith that the ship will right itself, but also taking time out to enjoy what life has to offer when it's uncomplicated. Whenever I have that sense of pleasure or that sense of fun or joy, it's when I do the simple things in life. So pleasure, number 18. Discernment. Okay. So discernment. What is discernment? Discernment's making judgment calls about who or what you're going to allow to take your time, your energy, your emotions. And discernment is needed if we are to experience this. So, we can chase rabbits down warrens. We can allow our emotions, our worry, our anxieties to take over, particularly about the state of the world. Or we can step back into our own environment and start enjoying it. Purity, snow moon. The big message here is if we do go down those warrens with the rabbit, down the rabbit holes, we are tainting our ability to enjoy what we have around us, to enjoy our own lives. So it's, drama can be addictive. I'm not saying we don't have anything to worry about here, but the message is you need to make choices about what you are worrying about and what you're not. For example, why get angry over something that idiot Trump has said when you know that he is who he is, and is it really worth destroying your day for that? Or it could be a local leader. It could be someone in Congress, someone in Parliament. It could be the leader of your country. Is it really worth the effort of really taking it personally? I think if you can understand. Now, this isn't to make light of what is going on in the world, but there is a process of deciding, which is discernment, what you're going to put your energy into. At the base of the pack, we have realization. So I think once you stop doing that, once you stop getting angry, for example, over something a politician has done or something that a workmate has done that you really don't have you don't spend any time with this person, or not likely to be around them in 5 years, you have to make a choice about how much energy you're going to give them. One more, please. And we've got self-love. Yeah, it is all about self-love. We can't have that. We can't nurture ourselves if we're just in everybody else's drama all the time. So that is a really timely message for the week ahead. So let's have a look and see if we can see any progress at the Biden-Putin summit. Is there going to be any progress at all? What's likely to be the outcome? Let's put it like that. What's going to be the outcome? They're not going to give a joint press conference. They're going to give solo press conferences. I think that is very wise. Because Putin's just likely to strong arm and try and do exactly what he did in Helsinki, which wasn't hard to do, was it, with Trump? So let's have a look at Three of Swords. Okay, so from all intents, it's going to be an uphill battle getting any progress with Putin. So, what is going to be the outcome of the Putin-Biden summit? So we've got the Eight of Wands. I think Biden's going to go in there. I think he has to go in there with a lot with this Eight of Wands. A lot to raise and a lot to do very quickly. It's like rapid fire. The agenda is very full. This is also Putin coming back. So I feel coming back and meeting that intensity with intensity. So I don't see it's going to be an easy meeting. The challenge is the High Priestess. So it's what isn't seen. It is what is hidden. What Putin has been doing in a clandestine way that they're going to raise, I guess, as diplomatically as possible. They're going to try and bring things to the surface and put it on the record. That is their strategy. It's more, this meeting is not so much about finding a way with a killer Putin. It's more about putting it out there on the public record. So there's going to be the examination of the cyber attacks. There's going to be the examination of housing the malware, ransomware, those that would seek to do this on US and other institutions. There's going to be conversations that may not have been had before. Biden's going to have them this time. The Prince of Swords. Okay, so there is the Prince of Swords is the Knight of Swords. This is about truth. This is about we've just had the solar eclipse in Gemini. So this is about, as I said, about bringing the secrets out by bringing what's hidden out to the surface and literally tabling that at the meeting. The Ten of Swords in the past, it's not a very palatable card, but it talks about complete and utter downfalls. This is also to show that the Trump administration has finished. What was allowed during Trump's time is no longer allowed during Biden's time. I think there's going to be a fairly full and frank discussion about what has gone on with the idea that that as much truth will be put on the table. However, there's a lot hidden here as well. So let's keep going. The Eight of Swords in the sky. They're going to talk, I think, diplomatically. The language is going to be as strong as it can be, and they will be trying to restrict Putin. I know that, Putin's going to go in there equally as intense, but this meeting is about, I won't go as far as to say Biden's going to threaten Putin, but they're going to seek to restrict him in some way. The Three of Cups in the immediate future, I think they might be successful because we've got a coming together here. Establishing some kind of circle, not so much of support, but of understanding. The Prince of Pentacles, it comes down, the Knight of Pentacles, it comes down to those sanctions. So there's going to be a lot of negotiation going on at that table around money, around what America can do around those sanctions. Putin's going to want to bring that forward. He may not negotiate unless some of those sanctions are lifted. It is all about the money, the Princess of Pentacles. Russia maybe not doing as well economically as what is portrayed, because most of the talk is around finances, sanctions, the economies. That's like Biden's leverage here. The Nine of Cups in the hopes and fears. Nine of Cups is that something, that there will be a breakthrough and that Putin will stop targeting, that an agreement is reached. The Hierophant is the outcome. It's actually going to be, even though it's quite a very difficult meeting, obviously, I think America's aims are going to be realised. I think there is a restriction here. The Emperor, the President, those in control, Putin, the two governments are going to be more likely to work together after this summit than not. It's not going to, here we go. Okay, this is my card for Biden. So the outcome cards are this. They're looking to restrict Putin in some way, to let it be known that this is a new administration that won't put up with what has been done in the past. We've got a very strong card in the Hierophant, and we've got Joe Biden appearing as the Emperor. So from those cards, I feel that America's going to have a successful outcome here. We've got the World card, endings and beginnings, at the base of the pack. And we've got surprises and we've got victories. So I do feel that in some way the Biden administration has the Putin's measure here. I'm really interested to see what's the outcome is going to be around nuclear disarmament, or trying to stem any sort of nuclearization. Are they going to sign a new treaty, re-sign a treaty? Is there going to be a win for denuclearization? Is there going to be a win for denuclearization? So I feel that the Biden will have to give ground in some way. It could even be around establishing some kind of nuclear power infrastructure or allowing that to go ahead in some way. This is the miracle. This is where it gets good. This is where the summit gets good. The Nine of Cups tells me that there's going to be a win. Yeah, here's Russia, the Empress card. It's like there's going to be a win on denuclearization. It's going to make a step back because the two governments are going to actually be working together on something. The Five of Pentacles. So monetary loss, I think, this whole economic focus on money, I feel, on those sanctions and how Russia might, go forward, being perhaps with some of those sanctions lifted or another way found. That's what Russia is after, and it's somehow connected to this denuclearization. Six of Wands, victory. What could happen, because we've got the Princess of Cups, which is a surprise. We've got the Ten of Wands. So it's a difficult negotiation. What I think is going to happen here, the Knight of Cups, in order to achieve this denuclearization, this cooperation around keeping those in check, particularly in the Korean Peninsula, around nuclear weapons, this is where I think Biden will give some ground and give Putin a carrot, if you like, to come on board there. I think that's where the big win is going to be, because I'm seeing all these really positive cards. So we've got strength here, and we've got death, the ending of something, and we've got Hermit card, isolation. So Prince of Swords again, the truth coming out. So I'm feeling that somehow they achieve this denuclearization outcome by giving ground on something else. That's what that is telling me. So, all right, let's get to, will relationships between Russia and America be better post-summit? Will relationships between the US and America be better post-summit? Will relationships be better post-summit? I do feel that they will. The Prince of Swords here. So we've got the Knight of Swords is the truth card. Challenged by walking away from what no longer serves. So the way that Putin has been, I think Alexei Navalny will be brought up there as well. I think he was the Ten of Swords. I think that the US is going to want gain, but Russia is going to want gain as well. So it looks like they will move away from some of the former Russia combative type of actions, because I keep getting the Nine of Cups as the foundation of the reading. The Six of Pentacles, loans, debts, giving, receiving help, cooperation. The Two of Wands, a plan that comes to maturity within time, fruition. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles, a review here. Both sides are going to be reviewing something in order to get to the goal that both want. It's not going to be easy. There are decisions to be made. And we've got the Five of Pentacles, suggesting it won't all be about wins. There's going to be losses here as well. But we do have the Four of Wands, sorry. So there is common ground on some of these things, and there is also still tension on others. We've got the Ten of Swords at the base of the pack. This talks about an ending of old cycles and the beginning of new ones. The Ace of Cups. So I do feel I can say that relationships might improve post-summit, but Putin's going to want certain concessions here to do certain things, and Biden is going in with, in a way, guns blazing. Okay, leverage. He has a lot of leverage. All right, let's take a look at Merrick Garland, the DOJ Attorney General. All that is coming out now about what went on in the Trump years. People are becoming impatient. They're calling for, even some people are calling to replace Merrick Garland. He's only been there a few months, but there are still Trump appointees in certain positions, and it's making me wonder whether or not Garland, who wants this at all costs, this persona of independence, whether or not that's actually not, of course, has to be independent, but if the pendulum swings too far and allows lawlessness to go unpunished, then there's a problem. So he's putting on more people to tackle voting rights. So let's just go there. Okay, so will this new division of the DOJ be able to overturn, bring action all the way to the courts on voting rights? Will this new division make headway to ensure voting rights? So we've got the Six of Swords, which is moving out of troubled waters, averting disaster. It's a good card for this reading. The Eight of Wands. There's so much of it. The thing that's, in a way, holding Garland back is the speed. There just hasn't been enough time for the mountain, for the iceberg that goes down so much. There just hasn't been enough time. But people want things done very, very quickly. On this, they're going to make progress. The Prince of Wands, again, movement forward. This is about moving out of troubled situations and moving towards some kind of outcome or victory. The Two of Pentacles in the past, he's been walking a tightrope. It struck me that some of this was, it's like you disarm the enemy by behaviour they don't expect right before you pounce. So some of that is this. That I've been thinking about that for the last few weeks, and it's not going away. The Six of Pentacles. So they're going to, I think they're going to support, their action is going to support the groups that are fighting voter suppression at the moment. And we've got the Fool card. Yes, absolutely. It is going to make the difference. Six of Cups. The past in the here and now. The environment around. The Five of Cups. So much loss. So much of the past has been eroded. So much of the laws, the protocols, the way things were done has just been completely eroded. And of course, there's a lot of it. It's heavy, heavy work. The Four of Cups, okay, as the outcome. So he's not going to win all the battles. He can't make the senators vote for voting rights legislation. But there is a cup there, and we've got miracles here. So this again is also turning disappointment into celebration. And we've got justice. Okay, that's a pretty good reading, I think. There is help with this Six of Pentacles. But we've also got disappointment turning to something else as a result of the justice process. So I've got a good feeling. I've got a good feeling about this. At the base of the pack, there is an ending of this cycle, and there are all these bombs planted everywhere. Not literally, metaphorically. Endings and beginnings. The Trump years. The erosion of stability. It's all there. There just hasn't been enough time to overturn. But on voting rights, there will be big wins, huge wins. Disappointment will turn to some kind of celebration that justice has a win on this voter suppression moves by the GOP. So that, if you can take anything away from today's reading, take that. All right, now, spying on congressmen. The Inspector General of the DOJ is going to be investigating this. The House has said, and the Judiciary has said, do it quickly. They want to subpoena Barr and Sessions, or they've threatened to, if they don't appear before Congress. There are, I guess, questions around whether Barr perjured himself when Kamala Harris questioned him on whether or not they'd been looking in to congressional representatives and staff. Barr did a dance and didn't want to answer that question. I always saw a complete and utter downfall for William Barr. I really did. And I think by the time we're finished, he will be disbarred and he could even be facing some sort of prosecution. So let's just go back to the spying on Congressman a la Nixon era, isn't it? So, will the Inspector General find any sort of need for further action after his investigation? Will the Inspector General, as I understand it, can recommend if he discovers that laws were broken, then he will say that. So, will there be criminality found in this investigation? So the Seven of Wands, we've got someone having to defend themselves, challenged by partisanship. So Schiff, Swalwell, having to defend themselves because of this rank partisanship. The Ace of Pentacles as the foundational card. This is a big yes. This is about something new being initiated. And we've got the Five of Swords in the past. Who would be surprised by that card, which is abuse of power? It's in the past position. Ten of Pentacles in the sky. This points to money. I'm getting dark money around this question, or at the higher level, it's taking this turn to investigation of the Trump organization. And the money that was profiteering perhaps in the presidency, it's taken that turn. Temperance, moderation, healing, bringing balance back. The Prince of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Reliability, you can trust that there will be balance. You see this is being kicked up. It's showing me Pentacles in relation to spying on the Congress people. Trump weaponizing the DOJ on his behalf. There's something around investigation of his company, or something around funds, whether that's emoluments or inauguration funds that the DOJ stopped. And that is what is going to come to light here. The Chariot, lots of it. The tip of the iceberg goes right down here. This is about Trump profiting from the presidency. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with the spying on congressmen. It's about what the DOJ are investigating at this time. The Seven of Cups. So, that's the outcome card. No, there are no winners here, is there? There's just so much danger present in the last 4 years, but I'm encouraged with these cards that show that we are moving out of these troubled waters. The Three of Wands, the foreign influence, dear oh dear. It's just victory, leadership, and full illumination of the King of Pentacles' actions via justice. So again, I'm told to, the Inspector General will do what he will do, but the bigger investigation that the DOJ either is undertaking or will be undertaking is around how Trump profited from the presidency And we've got all those ties to all those state investigations as well. So, the spying on Congress, tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg compared to what Trump got away with over the last 4 years. So, one last question. Will Merrick Garland get his man? Will Merrick Garland bring Trump to justice? Because this is what you all want to know. Will Merrick Garland bring Trump to justice? Will Merrick Garland bring Trump to justice? I'm seeing the Ace of Cups. Will Merrick Garland bring Trump to justice? Six of Cups. We've got the past here, the higher self, upholding the laws of the land, existing laws here. We've got huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. That's the challenge. That's the challenge here. We've got partisanship. Huge challenges here. The devil. Toxicity. Having to transform something. I'm going to bring the laptop down. This is what Garland faces. But he's got a job to do. The Seven of Swords. The lies. The deceit. The duplicity. The Eight of Pentacles. He's hard at work on this. He's bringing in all his skilled people. He's showing strength. We've got the Strength card here. What is the environment around? The Chariot. We might think things are going slowly, but there's a quickening here. A show of strength. Why? Because people are losing faith. And we've got the Six of Wands. This is a yes card. It is the victory card. The clarification is bringing things to the surface. And we've got the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves us. There will be an ending. Prince of Swords, the truth. The Knight of Swords, truth coming out. At the base of the pack, we've got new starts, even though we doubt it. We've got the Star card. And we've got the Hierophant, government, and we've got the Emperor card here, control. There are decisions to be made to bring this healing and temperate climate and expose what was an abuse of power. So I've got a feeling the answer to that is yes, he will. There's the victory card. What was hidden, the gold coins at the base of the bottom of the murky pond that Trump was so worried about in our clairvoyant vision, they're coming to the surface. That's what those pentacles were about. The bigger picture, the bigger investigation is Trump and his connection to money. Trump and money is what will ultimately bring Trump down. And Garland is on that at the federal level also. So they're my readings of a couple of big important questions. Now that you've watched the reading, you can go away now and go, yes, Garland will get his man. There's the Six of Wands there, the victory card. Putin and Biden will come into agreement on some of the important things, but they will have to give ground as well. And that there is a stable government in America at the moment, which the rest of the world favourably views. And in the meantime, all the rest you can put in the basket, just push it aside and go out and enjoy your weekend. And remember that self-nurturing comes with discernment, choices around what you dive into and how you dive into it, and what energy and emotion you expend on it. So I'm going to enjoy. It's a long weekend in Australia. I'm going off to enjoy my weekend now. I'll see you later on in the week. Bye for now.